Hello everyone, this is Chase Pounds. Now in today's video I wasn't really planning on discussing this topic, but it's about the recent events surrounding the submersible that was visiting the Titanic wreck and tragedy the people in the submersible died when it unexpectedly imploded. And a lot of other Titanic YouTubers have been discussing this as well. And I'd like to share my thoughts on it. Thoughts on the incident. Well, first as it was when I heard the news about the submersible first being missing, it was kind of surprised. And but it seemed evident at the same time that the people in the submersible would have been dead by this, probably would have been dead given the circumstances. And the fact that being down there for so long without any oxygen, well, if they had oxygen, without having oxygen and the lack of food, which they supposedly had some food, but I'm not sure it would have sustained them for long periods of time, being underwater from Sunday all the way up to Thursday. And I thought again, surprised, because rarely do I hear about when, though I heard this could possibly happen, that anything could malfunction or go wrong in those submersibles. And that's why I never felt comfortable because people know that I'm a Titanic buff, and people say, do you think about ever visiting the wreck? Because they were talking about making tours for people to go dive down the submersibles and view into the wreck. But I always said no, because I never felt comfortable because I always know something could go wrong, and being already nervous about going on the ocean, even going on a ship for that matter, about anything can go wrong. Knowing the Titanic and all these other shipwreck disasters, and seeing it in movies as well. And I kind of wondered. I had heard it from a documentary a while back that this wasn't the first time, if I'm correct, that this happened before. I heard that a couple also visiting a couple years back. I'm not sure when it happened, but it was in a documentary called Titanic 90. I think Titanic 100 years. It was a History Channel documentary where it was around the 100th anniversary of the Titanic disaster that they were doing a special about them exploring the wreck, and they made reference that a couple had already died exploring the wreck, if I remember correctly. A couple exploring the wreck, and had died. Died, I guess, because died of the I guess the submersible imploding. I may take a look at that documentary to see for myself, but anyway, revisit that documentary again to see if that's the case. But anyway, I thought that this wasn't the first time this happened, but other than that, for the most part, this rarely has ever happened exploring the wreck of the Titanic. Even though it could possibly happen, but it just surprised me that the same circumstances, events that occurred under another place where tragedy has already occurred. And in my opinion, this incident is somewhat repeat of the Titanic disaster a little bit, because it was a little, I guess, arrogance, hubrisness of not of the people saying that the submersible wasn't built to withstand, wasn't safely built to withstand the pressure. Though people made it look like it was safe, and though there was some concerning factors about how to control the submersible itself. And submersible itself, and people, and some people were uncomfortable about it. Some people chose not to go forward with exploring the wreck because of their safety. And people had bad feelings about going on the submersible, including the people who died in it. Well, at first there was it was like a father and son. One of them was a Pakistani father and son, and the son felt uncomfortable going to visit the wreck. Uncomfortable with going with his dad to visit the wreck, but yeah, he can't. He went on the expedition just to please his father. And some other people felt uncomfortable to begin with going on the submersible. And this is also similar to the Titanic. The case of the Titanic, people felt uneasy, and it's known that people had premonitions or psychic visions, or just bad omens, or just bad vibes or feelings about the voyage. And you had coincidental people who changed their mind to book passage at the last minute. Such as I mentioned this in some of my videos, that Milton Hershey, the one who started Hershey's Chocolate, at the last minute decided to not book a passage. Him and his wife decided not to book a passage on the Titanic, instead went on a different ship. I even recently heard that the person who would later start the Hellmann's Mayonnaise company, Hellmann's Mayonnaise business, start the brand of Hellmann's Mayonnaise, also changed his mind on going on board the Titanic, which I didn't know that. Just recently looked it up on the Titanic discussion board. And which I'm surprised on the discussion board people weren't commenting about the recent incident with the submersible. And of course, there was people who wrote books and about the shipwreck even years before the disaster even occurred. The year it occurred, going back to 1897 with Morgan Robinson's Futility Record of Titan. But it just seems like it's just a case of history repeating itself in the same kind of similar events, even which people would say if you don't learn your history, you're doomed to repeat it. And James Cameron even made the one who directed the film Titanic and did several dives for the Titanic, also did the documentary Ghost of Abyss. Also made connections with the Titanic disaster and this recent event surrounding the submersible disaster. The submersible disaster with the submersibles. And he said it's just the same type of bad seamanship that plagued the Titanic, like the captain of the Titanic and the people involved in the making and the people involved in the submersible, or the company, the submersible, OceanGate is named the submersible. Which I kind of agree with that. It was the same type of hubrisness, arrogance that caused this disaster to happen, the same disaster that happened before it. And I feel sorry for those who lost their lives in the OceanGate disaster, OceanGate submersible disaster. I know that some of them may have had, such as this young Pakistani boy, had his whole life ahead of him. And so many other people, even though they may not deserve, other people may have been more upper middle age or upper age, still didn't deserve to die in that type of matter. I feel that feel sorry for those people that lost their lives in this unexpected disaster. And that's what I have to say on the incident. That's another view by Chase Pounds. Feel free to comment. Stay tuned for my next video.